This video is brought to you by SoccerLoco.com. Be sure to use coupon code SR4U at checkout for $10 off any order of $75 or more. Hey guys, Josh from SoccerReviewsForYou.com, bringing you a comparison video today between the Adidas Predator LZ2 and the Predator LZ2 SL. Now, the past couple of SL or super light model Predators haven't been all that attractive, mainly because they really stripped away the core essentials of the Predator, which is obviously the Predator elements, or in this particular situation, the lethal zones. Now, for the LZ2 SL, what Adidas has done is kept all of the same lethal zones that you get on the standard LZ2 and put them on the LZ2 SL, while also making some minor changes to the shoe, I would say, to make it a little bit more lightweight. But the overall feel of both of these shoes is going to be very, very similar. And like I said, the SL model has been an attractive option the last couple of years, but this year the Predator LZ2 SL is definitely something to take a look at, especially if you're looking for a slightly more lightweight version of the LZ2. Now, to start off, the main difference between both of these two shoes that's really going to determine the difference in feel is the material of the upper. Both of them are made from synthetic materials. The standard LZ2 features a hybrid touch synthetic, which is more of a leather-like synthetic. You can see that it does have a decent thickness to it, and it does have that slightly padded feel that you would expect from a more leather-like shoe, although I definitely wouldn't compare it to an actual leather. It is far from that, and it still is relatively thin in comparison. What's really nice about the hybrid touch synthetic is that it does have a little bit of stretch to it, and if you are looking for a slightly more natural kind of cushion on the ball, you're going to get that from the LZ2 as opposed to the LZ2 SL, which features a single layer, very, very thin sprint skin synthetic material. Now, this sprint skin obviously was taken from the synthetic version of the current F50 Adizero. It feels very, very soft, and like I said, it's just a little bit thinner than the hybrid touch. Doesn't have that ability to kind of have that natural stretch about it, so the way it fits from right out of the box is pretty much the way it's going to fit for the rest of its lifespan. In terms of durability, I wouldn't say that one is going to be more durable than the other either, just because both materials are proven to be fairly durable. This one just feels a little bit thinner, and for that reason it feels a little bit more responsive as well, at least in my opinion. The heel liner remains exactly the same, and what's great about the LZ2 SL this time around is that it features all of the same rubberized lethal zones as you're going to get on the standard LZ2, and that's really what's going to determine how both of these two shoes feel and if you're going to like it or not. The LZ2 is a style of shoe that provides a ton of extra grip on the ball. There really isn't anything else like it currently out there on the market, and it's something you're either going to love or you're going to hate. I have to admit that it does take a little bit of getting used to, and I wasn't a huge fan of the whole lethal zones concept at first, especially the original LZ, but I think they've redesigned the lethal zones in a way this time around for the LZ2 that it makes it a much more manageable amount of grip, and once you kind of get used to it, it is something that you really can utilize to not necessarily control the ball better or shoot the ball more accurately or put more spin on the ball, but I think that you can get a lot more grip on the ball and utilize it in a way that could be beneficial to your game, pending on how you dribble and how you shoot and how you pass. And like I said, once I got used to it, it was something that I really kind of enjoyed using, and when I went to any other soccer shoe that didn't have the same amount of grip, I really found that I was missing having all of those lethal zones across the entire upper. Not really going to get too much into what exactly each lethal zone is intended to do. If you guys do want more information, I do have playtest videos for both of these models, more recently the LZ2 SL, so if you guys want to check those out, I will leave annotations on screen. Now, obviously, weight is going to be the major concern if you are buying the SL model, but both of these shoes are very lightweight, and I'll do a weigh-in in just a second here, but basically the reason why the SL model is a little bit lighter is because instead of using the standard Predator sprint frame, which is what you're going to find on the standard LZ2, where you have the hard plastic here at the back and then kind of a more flexible, slightly thicker plastic here in the forefoot, that same triangular stud pattern, and then of course the My Coach slot in the middle. Instead, on the LZ2 SL, you have the Adizero sprint frame with the external plastic heel counter, which personally I prefer over the internal one that you're going to find on the standard LZ2. But other than that, there's really nothing that's different in terms of how the shoe is going to feel. It feels very, very similar to the standard LZ2. You got the exact same stud pattern, and of course the shoe is still My Coach compatible. So the difference in feel is minimal. It's just a little bit lighter. I would say this one has a slightly more cushioned feel on the ball, and this one feels a little bit more responsive. Like I just mentioned, the difference in weight between both of these two shoes is minimal, And the reason why it feels so minimal is because the LZ2 is pretty lightweight to begin with. So I'm going to weigh these for you guys in real time. Keep in mind that this one is a size 9, whereas the LZ2 SL is a size 9.5. So there is a half size difference between the two, although they fit almost exactly the same way. So I'll throw the standard LZ2 on the scale first. You can see that these guys weigh in at a very lightweight 8.1 ounces. So for a shoe that has all of these rubber elements and for the most part is relatively protective, that is pretty lightweight and really all you can ask for from a shoe of this particular style. So we'll take that off the scale and we'll throw on the SL model. Keep in mind that the SL model does have the lightweight insole in it, which is going to make this shoe in its lightest form, if you will, which I thought was fair considering this is the SL model. So throw that on the scale and you can see that these guys weigh in at 6.9 ounces. So they're about 1.2 ounces lighter than the standard LZ2, which you're going to be able to notice a little bit in hand, not so much on feet, but they are definitely lighter. It's just the difference is minimal because, like I said, the LZ2 is light to begin with. So when you go from a light shoe to a slightly lighter shoe, you're not going to notice that difference in weight all that much. But like I said, it is a little bit lighter, and for that extra $30, it doesn't seem like too steep of a price to pay if you want something that is perhaps a little bit more lightweight. Alright, here's a look at the LZ2 and the LZ2 SLs on feet. And I have to say that the difference in feel between both of these shoes is very minimal. The major difference that you have to look out for going from the LZ2 to the LZ2 SL is the sizing. In the standard LZ2, I'm wearing my usual size 9 US, and they fit pretty much perfectly. So for the most part, I would definitely recommend going true to size with the standard LZ2. With the SL model, because the Sprint Skin Synthetic doesn't have that same ability to stretch as the Hybrid Touch, I found myself needing to go up a half size to a 9.5 US, and the fit, again, as you guys can see, is pretty much perfect. So if you are looking to order the LZ2, go true to size. If you're going to the LZ2 SL, I would personally recommend going a half size up. Other than that, the overall feel of both of these shoes is very, very similar. They're comfortable from right out of the box, really require very minimal break-in time. They're suitable for pretty much all foot types. You have an off-centered lacing system and the instep really wraps your foot nicely. Again, allowing for pretty much all foot types. The one thing that you really have to keep in mind is that you're not going to get a ton of stretch out of both of these shoes in the forefoot area, mainly because you have a lethal zone that goes right to the base of the shoe made out of rubber on the outside, as well as on the inside of the forefoot. So those particular areas of the boot are where you're going to get the least amount of stretch. But other than that, they're both very comfortable, and I'm really happy with how both of these two shoes fit. Alright guys, that's it for my comparison between the Predator LZ2 and the LZ2 SL. If I had to pick a favorite of the two, I think it would be the SL model, simply because I think that the thinner upper and more responsive feel makes the grip of the lethal zones just a little bit more manageable. But the difference in feel, like I said, is very, very minimal, and both of these are fantastic options. Overall, if you want something that perhaps has a more padded feel, go for the standard LZ2, but if you want something that's a little bit more responsive, slightly thinner, and of course more lightweight, then definitely spend the extra $30 to get the LZ2 SL. But other than that, that's pretty much it for my comparison. If you guys would like more details on the overall fit, feel, and performance to help you make your decision on which one is best for you, be sure to check out the reviews on my website in written form, soccerreviewsforyou.com. You can find links in the description to both review pages. Also on those review pages, you will find buy it now links with the best prices online, including exclusive SR4U coupon codes to get yourself some additional discounts on all of the available colorways. So be sure to go ahead and check that out. If you guys do have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. And if you did enjoy today's video, be sure to support it with a like. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest soccer gear. You can find all of my social media information down below in the description. And other than that, hope you enjoyed today's video, and as always, thanks for watching.